Mumal and Rano, A Tale of Love and Destiny. Part 1. The Whisper of the Desert. In the heart of ancient Sind, where the golden sands stretch beyond the horizon and the winds sing forgotten songs, there lived a princess whose beauty and wisdom were the stuff of legend. Her name was Mumal. This was not an ordinary story. It was a tale woven with magic, riddles, and a love so fierce it defied the laws of life and death. Mumal lived in a place called Kak Mahal, a palace unlike any other, crafted with secret passages, deadly traps, and illusions so perfect they could deceive the sharpest mind. Kak Mahal was her fortress. Here, she challenged the world. Only the one who could solve her maze of mysteries would win her heart. Prince, warriors, and wise men from distant lands had come. All had failed. All had fallen lost forever in the palace's endless deceptions. One evening, as the desert sun melted into the horizon, a new challenger arrived. His name was Rano Mahendro, a fearless minister from the court of King Hamir Sumro. With a heart full of courage and eyes that missed nothing, Rano stepped forward to accept Mumal's impossible challenge. As he crossed the palace gates, the air grew heavy. Hidden traps activated, hallways shifted like living things. Shadows whispered from behind ancient walls. Every step Rano took was a step deeper into a game he might never escape. The desert held its breath. Would Rano succeed where so many others had perished? Or would Katmal claim another soul? To find out, stay with us on this thrilling journey. And if you're excited to know what happens next, don't forget to like this story. Mumal and Rano, A Tale of Love and Destiny, Part 2, The Maze of Illusions. Rano's heart pounded as he ventured deeper into the maze of Kak Mahal. The palace seemed alive, its stone walls whispered secrets, the air thick with a sense of danger and mystery. Every step he took was measured, calculated, as if he knew one wrong move could cost him everything. The first puzzle appeared before him, an archway, dark and silent, its entrance guarded by ancient symbols. The air was still, but the tension hung in the space like an unseen weight. Rano studied the symbols, his mind racing. What did they mean? He recalled the stories his elders told him as a child. Trust not what your eyes see, but what your heart knows. He closed his eyes and stepped forward. The archway trembled, but the path remained open. A soft hum filled the air, and the door beyond it swung wide. With a triumphant smile, Rano continued, but this was only the beginning. The palace was designed not just to test strength or wit, but to unravel the deepest fears, the darkest doubts of the heart. Suddenly, he found himself at a crossroads. The path split into two, one leading down into a dark abyss, the other rising into a blinding light. The shadows whispered warnings, but the light called out to him with an undeniable pull. Which way should he go? Every fibre of his being screamed to take the light, but there was something about the abyss that stirred his courage. Was it a trap, or was the answer hidden in the darkness? Rano stood at the crossroads, his heart racing, the fate of his journey hanging in the balance. The palace had placed its challenge before him, but what choice would he make? To see what happens next, remember to comment and tell us which path you would have taken. 3 of Mumal and Rano. Mumal and Rano, A Tale of Love and Destiny, Part 3, The Heart's Darkest Fear. Rano stood frozen at the crossroads, torn between two paths, one leading into an all-consuming darkness, the other towards a blinding, radiant light. His heart raced as the winds seemed to whisper secrets only the palace could know. The air grew thick with tension. The shadows, as if alive, beckoned to him, whispering doubts. Only fools walk into the light, they hissed. Trust the darkness. There, you'll find your destiny. But the light pulsed with an allure so strong that Rano could feel it in his very soul. It promised safety, peace, and the path to Mumal's heart. Yet, Rano knew, nothing in Kak Mahal was as simple as it seemed. With a deep breath, he made his choice. The darkness. The moment he took a step forward, the light faded, and the abyss below seemed to open wide, pulling him in. The ground trembled, and an eerie silence enveloped him. The shadows wrapped around him, cold and suffocating, as if the very air had turned to ice. He pressed on, his mind sharp, focusing only on the way forward. It wasn't long before he encountered the next trial, a strange mirror hanging in the center of a cavernous room. The The reflection staring back at him wasn't his own, but a twisted version of himself, a version drenched in guilt, regret, and fear. "What do you fear most?" the reflection whispered, its voice like nails on stone. Rano's eyes widened. This was the true test. His deepest fear wasn't the palace or the darkness, but facing the person he feared he might become, a man who falters when the stakes are highest. It was a test of his courage, his spirit, and in that moment, Rano knew, to defeat the maze, he first had to conquer himself. Will he overcome his fears, or will the darkness consume him? To find out, share this story with your friends and spread the mystery of Katmahal. Chapter 4 of Moomal and Rano, a tale of love and destiny, the price of love. Rano's reflection in the dark mirror faded, but its impact remained. He had faced his deepest fear, the fear of becoming someone unworthy of Moomal's love. It had been a grueling battle within himself, but now, with newfound determination, he pressed forward. The palace seemed to test him more than ever. Each step he took brought him closer to Moomal, but also closer to the final trial. The walls closed in, the air growing colder, the shadows darker. The silence was deafening, broken only by the sound of Rano's footsteps, echoing in the hollow maze. He approached a vast chamber, where a single object stood in the center, a delicate, glowing flower suspended in mid-air. It was unlike anything he had ever seen, its petals shimmering with an ethereal light. The moment Rano's eyes landed on it, he knew. This was the last trial. "This is it," he whispered to himself. The flower was the symbol of Moomal's love, but also of the palace's ultimate challenge. To take it would mean a final victory, but to take it would also come a price. The air thickened and a voice boomed in the chamber. Moomal's voice, though distant and echoing, full of sorrow and regret. "Take it, Rano, but remember, every victory comes with a sacrifice. The heart of the one you love may not be what you expect." Rano's heart pounded. Was he ready to pay the price for love? Would it be worth it? With a deep breath, he reached out, the flower glowing brighter as his fingers brushed its petals. But then, in an instant, the chamber exploded with light, and the floor beneath him cracked open. The moment of truth had arrived. To find out what happens next, subscribe to our channel for the next part of the story. The tale isn't over yet. Moomal and Rano, a tale of love and destiny. Part 5, the eternal bond. As the ground cracked beneath Rano's feet, he fell into a dark abyss. His heart raced, but his resolve was stronger than ever. The fall seemed endless, and the darkness surrounded him like a thick cloak. But just as hope began to slip away, a light appeared, faint at first, then growing brighter, illuminating the path ahead. It was the flower. Its glow had followed him, guiding him through the void. His hand reached for it once again, and the moment he touched it, the darkness shattered like glass, and the ground solidified beneath him. Rano stood in a new chamber, one bathed in a soft, ethereal light. It was quiet here, peaceful, as if the very air was alive with energy. Before him stood Moomal, her beauty as mesmerizing as it had always been. But there was something different in her eyes. There was sadness, yet also hope. "You have made it," Moomal said softly, "but you must know love is never free. There is always a price." Rano stepped closer, his heart pounding. "I am ready to pay whatever it takes," he declared. But Moomal's eyes clouded with sorrow. "You've already paid the price," she whispered. In that moment, Rano understood. The palace, the trials, the dangers, they had not been just tests of strength or intellect. They were tests of love, of sacrifice, of choosing each other even in the face of unimaginable challenges. Rano and Moomal stood there facing each other, their hearts finally united after the trials of Katmahal. But the palace had one last twist to offer. The walls began to crumble, the lights dimming as the weight of the curse lifted. The price of their love had been paid, and the palace's grip loosened. Their love story, once bound by trials and sacrifice, had finally reached its end. Not in defeat, but in triumph. The story of Moomal and Rano would live on forever, echoing through the winds of Sind. To hear more such thrilling stories every day at midnight, click the bell icon so you never miss a moment of the magic, the mystery, and the legends to come.